Right, this is my SLK gas ram. Once you've got it off the car, there's a button at this end. It actually says press on it. What you do, you press that, and the ram will slide out. Slide out, as you can see. It's now coming out. There's then a second hole where once you've slid that down so far, that will lock into that hole. As you can see, the button is now came through that hole, and you now need to get that to go the rest of the way out of the tube. Once it's all the way out, you can then see the spring button mechanism, which is just screwed onto the end of the cylinder. So all you need to do is just unscrew this bit off the cylinder. Right, now what we now have is there's a thread on the end of the cylinder, and that's where that little unit screwed on. So as you can see, my cylinder has got no gas left in it at all. It's completely leaked out. That's gone in and stayed in. What we now have is the new unit, which came today. This is the new unit with the thread on the end. So I just need to screw this bit back on the end there. Right, the little mechanism which goes on the end with the catch in it, that was quite hard to get back on the new one, so I used, there's two flats on the bit of plastic, so I just used an adjustable just to screw it on. I managed to get it off the old cylinder by hand, so yeah, just a bit stiff getting on the new one. Right, all I need to do now is put it back in with the button lined up with the holes, and then it should just go back in to the just slides in. It latches in that first hole, which then you can then push the button again and move it to the next one. So as you slide it, latches into that one there. It's now all back in. It's ready to go on the car. All the connector at the other end, which is going to go in the engine bay, not on the bonnet. It's got a little spring clip which locks on a ball. What you need to do is get a screwdriver in the back of there when you fit it, and just flick that back, and that'll just pull them two little metal retainers away to let it go onto the ball. What I'll also do is I'll put a little bit of grease on the ball, which will make it all a lot better. On the other end of the cylinder, it just goes on a pivot pin, which has then got a clip which latches it on. Right, what you will want is a piece of wood to hold the bonnet up, which I've got a little, got it in that little bit of metal there. It's just a little V I've cut in the piece of the end of the wood, and then it's down at the bottom there. It's just sitting on the inner wing. I've clipped the ball on that end, and now all I need to do is connect this end onto the pivot point here. I put that on the pivot point there, and then there's a little retaining clip that pushes on and locks on. So I've just pushed that on and locked that on. As you can now see, the gas ram is working how it should.